Hey, it's Denise. I was hoping that the glasses would help camouflage the squinting and how miserable I'm feeling, but yeah, I can see that they're really not. So let's just not it's a lack of enthusiasm for seeing my last order of seeds that I had placed with Baker Creek. But wow, my head hurts. Last night, woke up right after 2, was awake until after 6, like probably 6:30. Did fall back to sleep till about 9. When I got up, I was like, oh well, I'm a little better because I got a couple hours sleep. That little better only lasted a very short time, and now I have a headache and I'm nauseous. But these came in the mail, and I wanted to show you again with I'm keeping one eye open because I'm seeing double if both eyes are open. And that is something that happens to me. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before. When you see double, it's often because, excuse the sound of the air conditioner, when you see double, it is often because your eyes are not combining, like I should say your brain isn't combining the two slightly different pictures that each eye provides into the one picture that we're used to looking at. So when and this is a problem I've had since my 20s, once I reach a certain level of fatigued or overtired, my eyes just will not converge. So the converging of those two images is what makes your brain able to make one picture. I mean, if you think about your eyes as cameras, like a camera here and a camera here, the picture is going to be similar, but it's going to be slightly different because this one's catching more of what's going on over here, and this one's catching more of what's going on over there. But your brain converges those things, and you see the one picture. When I get to a certain point of fatigue, I can't do that anymore, and I am seeing two of everything close to each other. Sometimes sort of overlapping. The more my eyes diverge, the further, then it clearly becomes two two noses, and they're not even right next to each other. They could start drifting pretty far apart, and it makes for a confusing thing to look to. And add to that I have a headache to the point that I'm nauseous, and yeah. So forgive the, if you can even tell, because both eyes were squinting, but now my right eye is just closed because I don't want to see double. Okay, so like I said, this is from Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company. Their website is rareseeds.com. And as we are in this seed shortage / potential ongoing seed shortage, as I've mentioned in previous videos, I think it is, I might not need the scissors. I don't need the scissors, this will peel open. I think it's a good idea to get your hands on, even if they're not varieties that might be your standards or your go-tos, or maybe even it's a plant you've entirely never tried before. It might not be a bad idea to get your hands on something. If it looks like something that you and your family might eat, why not give it a try? So, okay. Yeah. And now some of these are things that I decided to get another one of. So you may have seen it in a prior video because I was like, you know what, they still have it, I'm going to order one more of those. So, just let you know that. Okay, this had been out of stock previously, so I was happy to get it. You can see that this says that it's packed for 2021. So this is like seed intended for sale for next year. It's Romanesco broccoli, which is just so geometric and unusual looking that I would love to try to give this a try. I've never grown it before. I've wanted to grow it before. I just didn't have the space. So, and I do like broccoli, and this is an unusual looking broccoli, so pretty psyched. This wasn't like I just settled for it because of the seed shortage. This is something I actually wanted. I went ahead and I got a second package of the scarlet kale, which I showed you in the first. And again, this is packed for 2021, so this isn't like old leftover seed that was supposed to be sold last year. This is fresh seed for this coming year. This is something I've never had before. It's a variety of melon called Tommy apple, named for the person. I can cover my face so you don't have to look at my glasses and my squinting one-eyed face, and I can read for you the description of this. It says, a gourmet landrace. Oh wow, my reading is even worse. It looks like landrace. Maybe that means something to you that know more about melons than I do. Tended to for over 40 years by Mr. Tommy Apple of Eastern Oregon. Easy to harvest, the mature fruit turns a golden color and slip from the vine when perfectly ripe. Thanks to the hard work of Mr. Tommy Apple for this amazing heirloom. So it is a melon named for the guy who developed it. These I showed you before. They're a gorgeous annual poppy that particularly are grown for the poppy seed. I should have like a pirate's patch over that eye. Why am I trying to film a video? I'm filming a video because when I open packages, I like to share it with you guys. Please don't hold the one closed eye against me. Give it a thumbs up anyway. I'm trying here, people. Anyway, these are raised for the poppy seeds. So if you're someone like me who likes poppy seeds on their bagels, rolls, I've never actually made poppy babka. I've never actually made babka, but I know I like it, and I know you put like a ton of poppy seeds, and I've had chocolate babka, I've had poppy babka, and the poppy, if you like the taste of poppy seeds, there are like a million of them in it usually. So I thought trying to grow them would be really cool, and then maybe I would try to like bake a poppy babka. Does it say anything interesting on the back? This edible breadseed poppy produces dazzling purple petals that give away to large seed-filled pods. Pods are excellent for arranging, adding unique form to designs. The seeds are a light blue color with nutty flavor. And it says it's an annual that easily self-sows. So, and again, these are 2021 seeds, so these are not like leftover seeds from last year. These are seeds packaged for next year, so glad to get my hands on them. These I had wanted when I initially ordered that first order from Baker Creek. These habanadas were sold out, so I was very happy to see they're back in. And again, these are 2021 seeds. They're for next year. They're not leftovers from last year. A habanada, and I will tilt my head, which is probably making it look even. I'm just going to cover my face so you don't have to look at me while I'm reading this. It says habanada pepper, bred by well-known organic plant breeder Michael Mazurek. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Has all the fruity and floral notes of the habanero without any heat. Stunning tangerine color. So, I myself am an absolute chicken when it comes to any kind of spicy food. I really feel like I should be like doing this so it's not so obvious that my right eye is closed. But believe me, the double vision just adds to the nausea. So, and this way you don't have to look at me with like it's so distracting that her one eye is closed. Although it's probably also distracting that I'm holding. Well, actually, the pepper package is kind of pretty and ornate. It's easier on the eye than looking at someone's face who has one of their eyes closed. So anyway, as I was saying, I don't eat spicy food, not even in the least, not even in a little bit. I'm one of those people who breaks out in a sweat and starts drooling and their nose starts running as soon as they eat anything. I can't even eat buffalo wings. That is too spicy for me. So when I see people pouring hot sauce and even hotter things on it, forget it. But habaneros are supposedly also very flavorful in addition to the heat. So the habanada is something that's captured the flavorfulness of a habanero while taking all of the heat out of it. So I wanted to get my hands on some of these and was disappointed when like I said, when I made my first order, these were not in stock. So when I made my last, most recent order, and I saw that they had them, I grabbed a pack. I definitely want to try to grow these and see what basically a habanero tastes like without the heat. Here is the free seeds. I told you, anytime I order from Baker Creek, I always get a pack of... I'm sorry, I tried to hold my eye open, but I just felt like I was going to vom. They always send when you see this kind of, this you can see is just a sticker that got put on there to identify what kind of seed it is. When you see this generic Baker Creek package, that usually is your indicator that that's your free seed. And then the sticker is going to tell you what the current free seed is, which in this case, I'm not even going to attempt to read backwards off the monitor with one eye. It is feverfew. I talked about feverfew in a medicinal, herbal medicine reference kind of way when I was talking about headaches just yesterday. So, feverfew, if you've never seen the plant, it looks almost like little daisies. They're little white and yellow flowers that look kind of like daisies. So I will add this to my my herb seeds. I did get another packet of those Queen Lime Red zinnias. I told you these are gorgeous. I have grown them before and they're gorgeous. So they still had them in stock. I grabbed another packet. I try not to be one of those people who buys a lot more, that I'm going to use. But, so I think, I bought one pack the first time, and then when I saw they still had them, I bought one more pack. I'm not like one of those shelf-clearing people in the store who, they have the item in, let me buy them all. I just think that's not very considerate. Especially if it's something that a lot of other people need. Okay, here's a type of kale that I have never tried and had never bought. And this is an additional free seed. Whoa, 2 free seeds from them. It is Russian red, or ragged jack kale. Now, when it comes to greens, I can also say, only in the last few years have I really, I'm switching sides, only in the last few years have I really gotten more adventurous about eating greens beyond lettuce and spinach. Growing up, pretty much I ate lettuce. I didn't even like spinach. Then, in my 20s, I started eating spinach, although I still to this day prefer it raw over cooked. I like the baby spinach, in a salad or on a sandwich. But then I learned that I like Swiss chard. Kale is on the bitter side for me, but it has so many health benefits that I figured I really should try to give it a try. When it's going to capture those images for the thumbnail, it's going to be one of me sitting here squinting like a pirate. So yeah, that's why while I'm chatting, I'm holding up the seed packet covering the closed eye, hoping maybe it gets that instead. Here's another green that I have never grown, purslane. I have heard people, a number of other gardeners talk about growing it. And again, I can't see a damn thing. A popular European herb and nutritious green. Same upright habit, large succulent leaves as our green purslane, but in bright yellow-green. It says tender perennial, so if it's tender, it's not going to really be perennial, probably in my climate. Harvest before blooming to limit the plant's spread. So if you were somewhere that it would be able to reseed itself easily, it sounds like it's something that could probably take over. But like I said, we get to minus 20, minus 30 degrees routinely here. Let's see what that is. Yeah, I've never eaten purslane. I keep trying to open that eye and not look like such a weirdo. Really don't feel good. I'm going to try to finish this up. Only got a couple things left to go. And okay, Canada crookneck. Who was it? Living Traditions Homestead, maybe? I think it was them who mentioned that they had grown Canada crookneck this year and had a lot of success with it. It is a winter squash, similar like to a butternut squash. A little different in the shape and color, but it's basically similar kind of idea. So sure enough, I looked for it. They had some in stock, and yes, it is, again, this is fresh seed for next year, for 2021. So I thought, let me try to plant that. I'm still going to have to try to spend the winter talking my landlord into letting me take over like half of the front. It's a large south-facing front yard. And I'm going to try to talk him into letting me take over the left side of it as maybe a pumpkin and melon patch, because those things like to vine and they need a lot of space. Okay, last and certainly not least, got two packs of them because I really wanted to try to grow quite a few, and that is mammoth gray striped sunflowers. Now these are those ones that get to be like 10 feet tall. The heads are about a foot wide, and you grow them for the seeds, either for yourself or to feed to the birds or other animals. If you have chickens, they love them. But if you like sunflower seeds, this is a great variety to grow for them. So I did get 2 packs of these. Should I do the pirate eye view of the sunflower seeds? Look, and I showed you in my cases my case is full, but my seed collection isn't all the way empty yet. Video that I do have a decent selection of sunflower seeds, but I did not have these. And the first time when I went to order from Baker Creek, they didn't have these in stock. So when I saw that they had them, and it was something I've been looking for to get this particular variety, I grabbed them. Last time I got the Hopi purple ones, the purple seeded, just because they look so cool, and it says they can be used as a natural dye. But these are the ones that I wanted for actual producing sunflower seeds. And just a tip, as your sunflower is maturing, the birds and critters are going to want to get at these. So a lot of people will tie either a pillowcase or some kind of netting or cheesecloth or something around the flower head as you still have it outside and it's needing to dry off before it's really, that you can harvest it, to keep the birds and, chipmunks and whatever else might climb the stalk of the sunflower to get to the seeds. Primarily, I think it's birds, but other critters will eat them if they can get to them, especially if the stalk starts to lean over and they can climb something else to get to it. So if you are serious about wanting to save the heads to dry them, when they reach that point of maturity, but they still need time out there, still on their stalk to dry, you do want to cover them with something to keep the birds off the actual heads of the sunflower. Just a little gardening tip from currently one-eyed me. Anyway, I hope that gave you some inspiration. Uh, keep adding to your seed selection that you have on hand. And, you know, this spring we got off to a really slow start. It was cold, it was wet, things didn't germinate as fast as they should have. And I was in a lot of parts of the country. So we don't know what next spring brings us. And I figure the more varieties you have, the better chance you'll have something that'll tolerate the conditions that are going on. So while I'm going to be spending the winter trying to talk my landlord into using a larger part of the yard as a garden, I'm also taking the time to build up my seed collection so that I have as much variety as possible for whatever gardening space I am given, including varieties that'll tolerate partial sun, partial shade, some varieties that will do well in less well-drained soil. So keep an eye out for those things in the description of items and think about the spaces that you have to grow. So I hope you're all feeling better than I am, because I need to turn that light off like now, so I'm kind of rushing the goodbye here. And as you can see, maybe you can't see, my right eye's been closed again for a little while. Please like the video, share, subscribe. I do my best to give you interesting content and show you stuff that you might not have seen, and also hopefully to inspire you to garden. Even if you haven't in the past, no time like the present to learn, and growing your own food is very rewarding. And it's a good thing to teach your kids if you have kids. And during a pandemic, when there's not a whole lot else that you can do, socially distant, gardening is one of those things that you can. So, all kinds of benefits right there. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a great day.